for those of you who are seeing us for the first time. This is our Prelude project, and I've been able to get back to it and working on it regularly, actually, because we've actually acquired new space. So the shop, our shop, has grown by roughly 1,100 square feet. So now we've just kind of been moving in over the past month or two and getting everything set up. I got a new welder that's coming hopefully next week. New table, starting to set up this side. That way, when we have these projects, right, like the Prelude and some other ones that we've had in the past, if I have to go help out everybody on the other shop, and you can see some of our, like, you know, diag help or how-tos on that stuff. If I go to help them out, we don't have to clean any of my stuff up. So this will just stay here. I can go over there, get cars done, come back to work here, and everything is where I left it. Where before, we had to pack everything up and push it outside, and then I have to set everything back up to continue on with the project, which I don't know if you've ever done that, but it ain't fun. So like this car here, I built a header for it since we got this new area. Also some changes happening in the shop. We're selling the paint booth, so we're not going to be offering paint no more, and we're going to put another lift over there. We're going to probably put a lift or two in here. But let's get to the Prelude, because that's what the video is about, right? The last time, I think we were starting to make this and starting to do the thermostat housing. So I got them all welded together. We did put this coolant temp sensor here, the fan switch. It's got enough room for the connector and everything like that. We do have these LPS alpha locks, which this is a turbo coupler, and they're actually amazing. They're worth every penny. This is how much movement they allow, and that seems like, oh, well, they're loose. Well, no, there's an O-ring in here, and with that much movement, these can hold up to 150 PSI of boost. So if you're going to be doing anything serious, you want something nice to work with, any of that, I would look up the LPS Alpha Lock system, because you really can't get any better than the Alpha Locks. The coolant lines, I did have to alter one, but they're pretty much exactly the same as one of our previous videos. We did move the intercooler, so now the intercooler is mounted to the transmission. So we only have two mounts in the car, so the engine will move, but it just moves with the engine. So even though these have a lot of movement for the couplers, we ain't really going to use them because everything moves as one for this. This is the shortest intercooler piping I've ever built, so that's cool. Now, getting the intake taken care of, I just have it tacked together. We're actually going to be coming out the front here instead of going off to the side to kind of keep massive pipes done, because we would have had to run a pipe well over all of this and wrap down in there to go in the normal intake spot. Let's see here, what's next? Oh, got fuel system stuff. I have a mount. Actually, you can kind of see it. So that's my CAD that I've been working on way down there. So we're going to be putting the ABS pump down there. I'm going to show you guys because I love this tool. It's actually for brake lines, and it's a little pricey. It's $100 for what it is, but oop, Steve's stepping on stuff because I work in a mess. So this is a pipe bender. It's for brake lines, and it's for 3/16 brake line, which is the normal brake line size. And I had to make brake lines for the Cressida over there. This is amazing. It's the simplest thing to use. It locks it really nice. It's really easy to read all of the degrees. And if anyone ever gets one of these and you want to do like a 90 degree or any of that stuff, I put a mark on where I want the middle of the bend to be, and I match the mark up with 45 degrees, and then that pretty much gives me everything exactly where I want it to be. So this is a nitrous oxide. Is that nitrous oxide systems? It's on Summit Racing and stuff like that, but it's N2O is the company that makes it. Nitrous oxide systems, I think is who that is. Or maybe that's NS, I don't know. but it's really small. It's $100. This thing is literally worth every penny. Where we're at right now with the Prelude is getting some of the stuff taken care of in the front. I'm working on getting the AC condenser taken care of, which is what the cardboard is on front of the car. That's mimicking what the AC condenser would be. This is the oil cooler that we're going to be putting on. It's a brand that I don't want to mention because I'm not a fan of them, but we're just going to use it. I do have to shorten the lines because they're longer than they need to be. It is going to be mounted over on this corner. I just got to make the bracket for that. With this all being here, we need a crash bar because one, the factory one's not going to work, and two, I still want there to be a crash bar on the car. We need something up front. So this is how you go about it. I'm almost done with this, but this is the crash bar that's actually stock with the car. Okay, these are all a bunch of piece of scraps that we have lying around. This is, what is this, 1/8 inch, or it might be a little bit bigger than an 1/8 inch. I don't know. I'm not good with thicknesses of metal, but these are really thick pieces of metal. That way, when I do unbolt it, it should hold the shape. These are the mounts back here. This is where it mounts to the car. So I have the 3 bolt holes used, even though there's 4. I don't know why Honda did that. There's not 4 holes in the car, but I have the bolt holes that we're going to use here. And then there's actually where the bumper mounts is these little 10s. So there's 4 of them across the front of the car, or the front of the bumper. I just have a little tab on these, and then I put the metal off to them, and that's where these plates are there. And some of you might like, it's overkill. I'm like, well, yeah, I don't want it to move, because if it moves when I make the new crash bar, it won't mount up properly. The last thing I'm going to do, and it'll probably be with smaller metal like this, is I'm going to put a line where the front of the bumper is, or the crash beam. That way when I do a bend, or I put tubing up there, we know how far out it can go, because that's another thing of, where's it go? How far out can you push it? Or, I want it to be up to the back of the bumper. So this is just going to be, I'm going to continue putting this together, but we're going to show you the end-all jig once I've got everything welded. And then I'm going to start working on getting the tubing there. I do have to order it, so that won't be in this video, but we want to at least get this taken care of, and then we can talk about a little bit more stuff that's going to be happening with the Prelude here soon. Also, yeah, the shop expanding is a godsend, really. Like, everything, shop morale has been up, which is great. Everybody's been happier in the past 2 months that we've had more shop space. And yeah, even on the revenue part and the shop functioning, yeah, this couldn't have been a better move for us. Hopefully more videos of this crap. And Fred isn't doing much with paint anymore, but if you've seen a couple of the videos recently, he is getting into what I would call heavy diag, or real diag, which is CAN bus stuff, actually going in and looking at modules and looking at waveforms of the electricity passing through the car. So it's not just, oh, the car doesn't start, it's a starter, let's put a starter in. Well, that didn't fix it. Well, the next thing is that, like, no, it's actually figuring stuff out, which is an art form, really.
Did we film anything else on this car?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
So there's a Civic over there that's in a pretty sad state. Some stuff caught on fire on that car because of the turbo kit, and then the clutch pedal where it mounts to the firewall like snapped, but there's like a big old crack around it. So we had the dash out to do that. And I have a picture of what this looked like before, so we'll show you guys what that looked like too. But all of this was just the worst rat's nest I've ever seen. And the owner likes this car. He is going to keep it for a long time, so he decided he wants to get all this stuff cleaned up. So I'm not doing like the fanciest job on it, but I'm trying to at least make it so that, you know, it's not a fire hazard, or, you know, he's not going to have problems where everything stops working in a few miles. But there was just a million butt connectors everywhere. There's like these weird like Transformers butt connectors too. I don't know what any of these are. Actually, what does this one even go to? That's not good. Oh, there it is. Yeah, look, dude. This is falling apart in my hands. Like I'm just touching the stuff and the wires are falling out of it. So, yeah, we're just doing these little solder shrink connectors. Just like anything with wiring, people have, you know, mixed opinions, and all of them can go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned. But they work really well. I like them. They're quick and easy, and I think it's better than, well, it's a hell of a lot better than what they did on this, which was just freaking butt connectors. And, you know, you go to do a tug test on all this stuff and it's just yanking apart. Get this out of the way so I don't melt it with this crack pipe lighter. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen these before, they're pretty cool. If you're gonna use a lighter to do them, you gotta kind of be careful because you can get it too hot real quick and accidentally melt shit. Ideally use a heat gun. I like this because it's just real fast. And as long as you kind of keep the flame moving, it's fine. But focus most of the heat on that center little solder lump, and you'll see it soften up and melt into the wires. And the other thing too is, unlike a normal solder where it's like pretty much right after you take the iron off, it cools down real fast. These take a little bit of time to cool off in the center. So you got to wait to do your tug test until it's nice and cooled down, because otherwise the stuff's still molten inside there. And then you pull it and you just waste your time. So yeah, I gotta get rid of all these butt connectors. I'm gonna cover it all up with this like OEM style loom. And we'll get some shots of what it looks like when it's done for you guys.
Thanks for being patient. I know we're not getting out videos right now, but we're busy, so that's good.